I've got much more to come when the CTV News at Noon continues live from the St. Lawrence Market. I'm even going to try to get in there and snag myself a piece of cake. Plus, we'll talk more about the weekend forecast ahead.
Now, I want to take you first off to the United States, where they've been dealing with the storm system. We have a good dynamic here for the storm system. Warm, moist air coming out of the Gulf, cold air rushing behind, and that is adding fuel to the fire, if you will.
Over the last 141 years, only 2 snowstorms in the New York City area have managed to produce over 2 feet of snow. I just want to let everyone know there are numerous severe thunderstorm watches and warnings that have been reissued for many parts of southern Ontario as we continue to track instability behind that cold front.
Michelle Leslie is here to fill us in on the details. Your stomping grounds, of course, in Alberta, yes. Calgary. You need your long johns if you're going to that game tomorrow.
Oh, long johns and thermals even this morning, Nancy. It is feeling like minus 28 right now in Calgary with the wind chill, and it looks like for kickoff tomorrow evening, it'll be feeling close to minus 30. So cold air still right across the prairies. In terms of the current temperatures, there are those temperatures without the wind chill. It's even a frosty, very early morning in the Vancouver area. You head out east, though, the cold front just sliding its way through northwestern Ontario, but a pleasant start to the day in the city of Toronto. Montreal, it's a little bit cooler than that 7 that you're seeing there right now, but overall not a bad day in the forecast. We just are watching the roads in Quebec because the cold front that has slid its way through is triggering off some snow squalls. So we have snow squall watches in place. Visibility could be poor this morning. And yes, that snow that is falling its way through the Maritimes, it's going to be a windy day today. Winds could be gusting close to 70 kilometers per hour. Chance for some mixing this evening if you're heading out for the Halifax Santa Claus parade for you. And then we've already got some lake effect triggering off Alita Superior at this hour. 5 to 10 centimeters of snow for you in southern Manitoba through northwestern Ontario. Watch the Trans-Canada on Sunday. Could be a messy drive. Here's a look at the Santa Claus parade. Toronto tomorrow could be getting close to 10. I think the showers will hold off till the evening hours. Montreal, we could see some mixing and a windy one for you in Halifax. I'll be back with a closer check on your national forecast.
This country, and Michelle is braving the great outdoors in Toronto. Michelle, I know you want to start on the West Coast. It does sound like it's going to be a pretty messy day there.
Oh, yeah, exactly, Nancy. And messy for anyone who's traveling as well to California. I want to show you the satellite and radar right now for California. You know, southwestern California could be receiving record rainfall this week. We're looking at the chance of some very heavy rainfall. Heading from California to the prairie provinces into western Canada, it's widespread cloud and snow showers anywhere from northern BC all the way out through the Gaspé. So everyone's seeing a little bit of flurry activity. It's falling in front of me right here now in Toronto. In terms of the snow forecast for the west, not much in the way of sunshine. Showers tomorrow for the west coast. Hello to you in Vancouver as well as Langley and Abbotsford. Could pick up a couple more centimeters up near Wivenhoe and Stony Rapids in extreme northern Saskatchewan and northern Manitoba. Cold, that's the only way to describe it. I'm sure a lot of you have long johns and bubble baths. Yesterday, here's a look at some of the wind chills. In Minnedosa, it felt like minus 24 at the coldest part of the day with that wind chill. Watching a storm system for you in the Maritimes. The heaviest precipitation should stay off in the Atlantic, but high winds. We could see wind warnings issued within the next 12 hours. Strong easterly winds and some moderate rain. Right now, Sydney, Cape Breton could see the heaviest rain. Let's fly across the country for you. Showers possible today off and on around the southwest coast. It's Arctic outflow, so it's frosty for the north coast inland sections. And the wind chills, yes, feeling cold from Yukon all the way out through Manitoba. Scattered flurries as well from northern BC all the way out through northern areas of Quebec. And where, if you can golf through the rain, it's still mild Newfoundland, Labrador, and even up in Iqaluit. And if you're watching in Iqaluit, you know it's warmer there than it is, for example, here in Toronto, where we have light flurries falling and a wind chill making it feel closer to minus 7. Not too bad, though, overall, Nancy. Of course, I'll be back a little later on with the national forecast. I'll let everyone know what you can expect as you head back to work on Monday.
Okay, look forward to that. Thanks, Michelle.
Sounds good.
Michelle, I think a few not so new Canadians might need a lesson on how to dress for winter weather here with some of the things I see people wearing out there in the cold weather.
You know, it's all about living in denial for me. That's why I don't dress appropriately for it, because I'm thinking maybe if I dress for summer, it will come earlier.
And you're supposed to set the example. Okay, I'm calling for maybe next week we'll do a little winter fashion show with Michelle Leslie. I love it.
Okay. It's going to be windy on Tuesday if you live in Manitoba. And do you know that in the month of November, we've already seen over 50 centimeters of snowfall in southern areas of Manitoba, including the city of Winnipeg. Let's talk current temperatures right now across the country. It's a fairly decent start to the day in terms of those temperatures. Yet again, St. John's, the Avalon, high pressure sliding into the Maritimes. Lots of sunshine today for you around Halifax, Dartmouth, and Bible Hill. And a great day for the Grey Cup in the city of Edmonton. Warmer air is flooding into the Great Lakes. Temperatures are going to be warming up for you. Thunder Bay, Sudbury, Toronto. We could even see some mixing when the storm system starts to draw in that moisture late Monday in the northwest and then pushing its way to the south for Tuesday. Monday after midnight, the temperature should only drop to about 5 in Toronto. We're looking at a forecast high Monday coming in close to about 6-7 degrees. Also waiting the arrival of the next Pacific system. We already have wind warnings out for the Haida Gwaii Central Coast and sliding south through Vancouver Island. A few light flurries dusting across the Trans-Canada today. South of Highway 1, maybe a couple centimeters of accumulation. Sunshine and a better drive today in Huntsville, Gravenhurst, highways 11 and 69 after being hammered with all of that snowfall. And yes, it's windy in Atlantic Canada. Here's a look at the wind warning. So developing tonight, sliding southwards. So northwest Van Island, Monday morning is when these winds will really be felt. We're looking at winds 80 to 100 kilometers per hour. This in advance of this storm system that's going to start to draw in some moisture. Here again, we're looking at just a few flurries dusting their way through southern areas of Alberta at this hour. Calgary, I think it'll be mainly gray for you today. A few flurries most likely trace to perhaps a centimeter or two in the way of accumulation. Windy in Iqaluit, still holding in the possibility of a few light flurries for you, Regina and Winnipeg. There you go for Grey Cup Sunday. It's going to be a beautiful afternoon. Plan on a temperature near -8 for kickoff and warming things up dramatically as we head towards Tuesday in the Great Lakes. That's a look at your national forecast.
It's the last weekend of fall, but for millions on America's East Coast, that is hard to believe. Instead, they are struggling with old man winter.
We pulled up behind this truck when we got here, and I put it in park, and we haven't moved since.
Roads in North Carolina are a mess even after the snow stopped falling. In Virginia, where a state of emergency was declared less than a day ago, the freak storm has claimed 3 lives. Large parts of the transit system in D.C. shut down in the heavy snow. And for air travelers, the situation is not any better.
We are not now able to get a flight out until maybe possibly Sunday.
LaGuardia and JFK in New York grounded hundreds of flights, while airports around the Washington area simply shut down thanks to the snow and high winds. A storm of this magnitude is unusual for this time of the year. Over the last 141 years, only 2 snowstorms in the New York City area have managed to produce over 2 feet of snow. This weekend's nor'easter will come close to matching that record. Over 1.5 feet of snow fell on the Big Apple. Meanwhile, Reagan National Airport recorded over 14 inches of snow on Saturday, the most ever for a single December day. And if that's not enough, hundreds of thousands of people from the Carolinas through New England spent Saturday in the dark, making this a weekend people will not soon forget. Michelle Leslie, CTV News.